I did have you and me before the show, or well, not before the show. In the messages we were exchanging, not something I've maybe encountered somewhat similar to this, but so I had, and you don't mind if we get meta?
If we what?
Get meta, like a conversation about the conversation, kind of.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So prior to the show, what we do with anybody who requests to be on the show, who sends us a DM, we send them a list of 10 questions. Mm-hmm. And I sent you a list of 10 questions asking age, location, occupation, relationship status, if you wanted to bring a friend, any dating stories, any dating topics you'd want to speak on, anything you disagree on, if you can make it to Santa Barbara, and your available dates to be on the show. 10 questions. Most people answer it without issue. They take about 5-10 minutes to answer it. Done and done. You did freak out on me a little bit in the DMs, and I just wanted to, I don't know if...
Freaking down on the DMs.
So I wanted to pull them up, and perhaps you can read them just so I can better understand the tone, because maybe I'm being charitable here, but there was an interesting tone to it. So maybe in your own words, it might come off differently.
Can you, like it sounded cocky, or?
Well, we'll just pull it up, Nick, if you can pull it up for us.
Delusional.
Oh, shoot.
So Nick, can you put us in the left corner? Could you read these for us?
Yeah, so I'm sorry. I'm very high functioning autistic, so sometimes my brain gets on my tangents and I can't really focus on anything else. Let me see if I can get it done right now while I have a minute. It's weird you guys are so meticulous about this. Like, why can't you just schedule me to come shoot this shit with you? You obviously know I'm legit and have tons of things to talk about, no matter how you want to lead the conversation. I feel like that is why you are not leveling up. You are being too legalistic about things, and you need to learn how to read vibration over words and rules of the manifested or visual reality. To be honest with you, okay, I was on a savant mission.
Just keep reading. Go ahead.
FYI.
Go
to
ahead.
be honest with you, it's annoying to me you would make a woman like me go down a list and answer certain questions. I'm above needing to answer your certain questions. Just book me on your fucking show and let's go. I'm really only looking to work with or give energy to people who are totally in alignment with me. And if that includes you, then you are not going to waste my time making me answer some little stupid baby bitch list of questions that is made for other people who are clueless. You would be able to read my vibration and know that I am exempt from all this shit. And if you can't do that, then I don't really want on your show. Now, do I?
Wow.
Okay, I'm a spiritual person. I have my own spiritual business.
Me too.
And I read energy and tarot and all of that, but like, I mean, I'm sorry, that's just a mean message.
Oh, oops, I don't know why Tate came in. Go ahead.
That is just, I don't know, that's
pretty
mean.
crazy.
Well, I understand. I totally understand.
You got to speak into the mic, first of all.
I totally understand that it sounded very harsh, but you have to understand how many DMs I get, how much I get approached by.
But hold on. We did
engagement
not DM you. You DM'd us.
I know. Correct.
I think most of you here, every single. Well, maybe. I'm not sure. I think most of you reached out to us. You all got the same questionnaire.
This is
you all
how
filled it out without any quarrel or issue.
Yeah.
It's your show.
Right?
And it's normal
And it took you
standard.
what? How long did it take you?
Like
5 minutes?
Not even 5.
How long did it? 5 minutes?
2 minutes.
I think you.
It's
filled-
like
1
read.
minute, like.
Oh, like 3 hours.
Well, you sent a fuck ton of stuff. She sent.
I would have been like that.
That
I have a foot fetish place. So
that wall of text that you sent me.
I just assumed you wouldn't have me on.
Well, the wall of text that you sent me, you could have just been a good sport and answered the same time it took you to send that wall of text.
I guess because I am not a typically presented woman, and so I try to make it very clear you're not dealing with a typical person. Are you sure you want to engage with me? Because
I don't
you think you're
see
better than any
no,
of
I
us.
think I'm very different, and it's not for everybody. So I kind of just come off harsh. And just so you know, I knew nothing about this podcast.
Then why are you saying he's not growing?
I didn't know who he was.
Then
I didn't know anybody.
How can you say that remark then if you don't even know who he is?
Guys, I know you don't understand. I know you don't understand.
So whatever podcast is, no.
I made it clear. I was on a savant.
4.3.
Hold on. Doesn't
Well, hang on. Guys, hang on.
It
Relax
doesn't
for a
work like
second.
yours.
We can only do one at a time. I did want to lead in just very quickly. Is it Desiree? Is that?
Yeah,
is that the
Desiree.
name? I've been
Desiree.
saying. Yeah. Why do you have pictures of?
Wait,
your kid?
Andrew, hold on. Before you say what you're gonna say, it's. Not,
I have to cut in on that. I have to.
No,
Brian.
but can you?
The leveling up thing.
This
We
is
had to get
this
into
is
that.
super important because I got to know.
It was
I
just
is it-
some
is it-
rampage
I'm
is it-
I
reviewing
was
the
on
Instagram.
mentally, and
Why do you
my
have
brain
pictures
gets
of
very
the
annoyed.
children?
Wait,
in the same Instagram, you have pictures of cum shots on your face.
Andrew, stop. I gotta make sure this is TOS.
It's TOS. Why do you have pictures of the kids in the same
Because I don't.
Instagram?
I
that
Here,
you have
don't.
wait.
cum on
Say
your
it more
face?
tactfully. Say it more tactfully, please.
Okay, why do you have pictures of your offspring in the same Instagram that you have these lewd pictures?
There
Because
we go.
I don't believe that human sexuality is anything to. It's not wrong in my book. There's nothing wrong with it. I celebrate sex and all the different forms and expressions of it, and that's not anything I personally believe is to. Now, it's not like my kids are
They're not concerned.
in the room when I'm getting cum shot on or anything.
Would you
like
want to see
that.
pictures of your kids
Hold
like
on.
that?
No.
It wouldn't bother
Hold
me.
on.
It's human
We're
sexuality.
not going to talk. I don't want to talk about this. This is very.
Okay, that's fair.
This is on the fucking
But-
line here.
This is a border.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure it is, but it's your show. I'll yield. But listen, lewds in the same.
I just don't consider it
in
lewd.
the same Instagram as that. Doesn't that seem horrifically off-putting?
I don't ascribe
Something's
to the
off.
same moral code that you do. I don't believe that there is anything wrong with however an adult person wants to express themselves sexually. And I would even go as far as to say adult doesn't even mean 18. To me, a person...
Okay,
right,
don't
we'll let it
even
go
start.
there.
Don't
We'll
even
let it go
start going down that path.
All right, fine.
That
I'll let it
is
go there. I'll
scary.
mute the mic.
Yeah.
But I did want an answer to that.
That's crazy. That
Okay,
I
so-
short answer is I don't
you
think that
actually
there's anything
existed.
wrong
Stop.
with it. I don't have
Yeah,
your same
cool.
morals.
So, kind of, I'm not going to really. I want to go back to the meta conversation we were having about the messages you sent. I was just a little confused there. I don't know. You mentioned that very early on in the episode, you wanted to bring down the egos of men. I mean, don't you think the message you sent me is a bit egotistical?
Mm-hmm.
Very full of yourself.
It was. And I was really, to be honest with you, I am working on some massive humanitarian work right now that to me is the most important thing. So I
What
had
does
a
that
friend.
have to do with anything?
It's just because of the way that my brain works. When I get on a mission, you could say, that's all I really care
I
about.
thought your mission was to sell your
What?
pussy.
Okay, hold on. You're is this what's called obfuscating? Hold on, let me make sure I'm using that
But
word right.
I want to know
Obfuscating.
why you thought that his.
I
his
didn't know him.
podcast-
I didn't know who I was
Then why
sending
would
that
you
to.
say
I had
that?
no idea. I
Well,
flow
you're
with
hum-
it. I
you're-
just spoke my truth. That's how I felt in the moment.
But
It
it's
was
not
really
based on
annoying.
reality.
Your humanitarian
truth.
I just
mission is
assumed. I
irrelevant.
just assumed they're not gonna call me onto the show. To be honest, I just thought
you
I'm
requested
annoyed
to-
right now. I'm busy doing this other work. I got a million things going on. Why are they having me answer these questions? I'm a sex and relationship coach.
Aside
It's a
from
dating
the podcast,
show. Do they want me on or not?
expect everyone in the world to yield to you for every single
No,
problem
I'm
that
just
you
simply
have?
saying
Let's
if I'm
go.
not for you, I'm
Yeah.
not for you. That's all I'm saying.
Go
I'm just
off,
simply
queen.
saying-
Go off, queen.
I feel very tired of being a people pleaser, and I just don't want to do it anymore. I don't
So
need
you have to
everybody to
be
like me. I don't
a
need everybody to
narcissist?
have me on their show. If you want to say it's narcissism, I'm okay with that.
Probably.
It's
But
mean.
It's fine, but I don't mind being mean. I get people mean to me all the time.
But it's how you
No, but
respond
it's
to
just,
it.
it was just like
And out of
And it was
and
not
the
personal.
reason.
It was
Look,
not
it's
personal.
no,
I didn't even
I'm
know
not-
it was
I'm
going
not
to.
upset.
I didn't
Look,
know
I wasn't
who it was
upset.
going
I was
to.
just like, I've maybe encountered, and we've had probably thousands. We've had over 1,000 people on the show. We've had probably multiple thousands of people send us DMs. Obviously, not everybody ends up scheduling. We don't always opt to schedule somebody, but I think I've had maybe one or two other women be divas over the whole. Oh my God, it's 10 questions.
That's so weird to me.
It was very diva-like, and
It's just because, again, I was on a mission mentally, and it was like, have me on or don't have me on. I don't want to answer all these questions.
But you spent so much energy
You're
on
from
that.
Los Angeles, right?
But to me, that wasn't a lot of energy because
Answer
it
my
was
question.
my truth.
Answer my question. You're from LA, right?
No.
Los Angeles?
No.
Well, you said you're from San Bernardino. That's LA County, isn't it?
No,
Corona,
it's San Bernardino
IE.
County. And then
Okay.
Corona is Riverside
Did you
County.
did you ever have any ambitions to be an actress?
I mean, I did drama when I was a kid.
Have you ever been to a casting call?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
Have you ever gone on a job interview?
Yes.
Did they require a resume?
It depends on the job.
Have you ever applied for a job that required a cover letter or a resume or a CV? Well, wait, isn't that the same thing as a? Well, okay.
Well,
Have you ever?
Same thing,
yes,
yeah.
but this was not a job. This was something
This is
that.
a gig.
But I didn't see it as a gig until you guys actually scheduled
Okay.
me. That
Well, how
was me
about-
showing you my personality. You can take it or leave it.
Right,
You don't have to
but-
schedule me.
But you're confused as to why we would ask these questions. So we asked very
I
basic
wasn't
biographical.
confused. It's not that I was confused. That was me popping off because I felt that answering a cookie cutter list of questions to a person like me who's extremely complex. So no matter how I answer these, that's not the full truth. I guess if you just want me to bullshit for the sake of
Well-
bullshitting, and I just
No,
no,
wasn't.
but
straightforward
it was
question.
basic
He just
bio
didn't know
info,
you.
age, location, occupation, relationship
Yeah,
status.
asking your-
If you want to bring a friend, dating stories, dating topics, anything you disagree on, if you can make it to Santa Barbara and your available dates, I mean, those last two kind of necessary questions
I
to
said
ask.
that, but I said, and then as we went down in communication, I gave you obviously I'm here.
Well, yeah.
Obviously it worked out enough.
But so you said, you told me I need to learn how to read
I
vibration.
wasn't saying it to you. I didn't
Well,
even know who I
you
was
said
speaking
you.
to. I was venting to an
Okay,
Instagram
fine,
DM. I didn't know a face. I've
It
never
doesn't
even
matter
seen
who.
the podcast.
It
I have
doesn't
no
matter
idea.
who. Fine.
You never.
You have to understand how many
As-
dicks I
as-
talk to a day. I talk to
Wait,
so
dicks?
many
We don't know
assholes
you,
a day.
though. Like, how
I
are we
literally,
supposed
I
to
have to do
expect this of
business
you?
constantly all day. I deal with agencies. I deal with booking this, booking that, flakes
just think
this,
you're
flakes that.
over here,
So
and
do
everything
I.
else is just we have
Well,
to bow
because
to
you guys have no
Solipsism, boys.
idea what I
Solipsism.
actually have to deal with.
You have no
Exactly,
idea
so
what
how do
they
you
have to
expect
deal
us
with.
You don't know what I
Yeah.
gotta deal
I
with.
only
You should see
reached
the
out
DMs,
because
bro.
a friend said you should go on this
Seriously.
podcast.
Okay,
Again,
so-
I've never seen it. I didn't know anything about it, and
Me
so I
neither.
wasn't really taking it
Once you
seriously.
looked it
I
up,
just
did you
thought,
realize
fine,
that
if they
he
want
had?
Okay,
There's
but-
a difference between
millions
being
of
not taking it
Stop.
serious and being disrespectful, though.
I didn't give a shit about who I disrespected. What do you
Clearly.
care if I disrespect you? You don't even know me. You don't even like
Because
me.
he's
Well-
a human.
I
What about
I
just
understand, but I
integrity and
understand.
morals
I get
and
it.
just
I
being
get it.
nice?
But I'm not here.
Where do
to
you get your moral
handhold
compass
everybody.
from?
Like
I don't go by morals.
just
Clearly.
your integrity.
I don't go by morals. I go by that was the mood I was in. I gave you my real self.
And that's
You
the
did not
problem
have to
with
book
people
me.
that don't have a foundation.
Would
They're
you rather
literally
me
just-
pretend like I was a cookie cutter little sweet thing and then get on here and be
It's
this?
just to answer the
It's
I
just
like
to
to
answer
be
your
real.
questions.
I told you
You're
I'm
not
gonna see you
understanding.
next
I am a
Tuesday,
bitch.
but I'm not gonna do that on here.
I am a bitch, and I'm not for most people. So I wanted to make
true.
sure that was
She's not
clear.
wrong. She's not wrong.
I just have one last question for you on this particular topic. Are you on any sort because you believe that truth is a value? Can you just answer this truthfully?
Sure.
Are you on any sort of psychiatric drugs at all?
Like a pharmaceutical?
I think that was already asked.
Yeah, that was already
No, I
asked.
asked her. You,
Oh.
I was
You
asking
asked
her.
me.
No,
Yeah.
oh, wait, did I?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
asked me.
No,
and
no,
there she
no.
said
weed.
that.
She
I
said
don't
I
think
said
I
use
got. Hang on. I don't think I got an actual answer. Are you on any sort of SSRI?
No, I don't. No,
None.
no.
Okay.
Now, Nick, I don't know if you still have is it still like all set up or? Okay. You also said that, to be honest with you, it's annoying to me. You would make a woman like me go down a list and answer certain questions. I'm above needing to answer your certain questions. That's in the fourth message there. Just book me on your fucking show and let's go. Now, some of the people who tuned
Locker
in
room
late to
talk.
this,
It's called locker room talk.
well, it's interesting because you very harshly criticized me for.
It wasn't you again.
Well,
it
no,
wasn't
no.
you.
Hold on. Let me finish my point. So we had to restart the stream. Miss over here, who did a wardrobe change.
I'm sorry.
There
it was really, really, really cool.
It's fine. So there was a nip slip. So we had to cut the stream. We lost all the viewership. We had to restart it. We lost about 10 minutes. I was frustrated. I don't recall precisely what I said to her. I might have said something rude to her out
You
of
said,
frustration.
"Shut the fuck up."
You did.
Okay, well.
It's okay. I
Sure.
understand. I would
Cool.
have
said
said
it.
the same thing.
I own
would
it.
have said the same thing.
Now you got on your high horse in your ivory tower, and you wanted to virtue signal, and you threatened to leave. You threatened to, if this is how you're gonna talk to women, I'm gonna leave, and she should come with me.
She included all of us.
And you attempted to pretty much get all the women to leave the show. Admittedly, I did say something rude to her, which I apologize to you. I was frustrated.
And I liked you because of that. I liked your apology.
But it's interesting to me that your conduct between us in the DMs.
Okay, I'll explain it.
Hold on. No. Hold on. It's interesting to me that it's okay for you to behave in that way. You said, you're
Because it was non-personal. It was non-personal.
Hold on.
But it's
The way in which you were speaking to me was, I would argue, about on par in the way I spoke to her.
I would say much worse.
Yeah, way worse.
Her messages?
Yeah.
I agree. The only thing I have to say is that, again,
So
I deal with so many
who makes
fake,
you the arbiter?
things coming at me
Okay, don't.
that I didn't know that you were even a human. I don't know who I'm dealing with.
Well, you think we have an AI?
I have no idea.
But it's not. If it was Nick who was messaging you, I would be sitting here and saying the exact same thing. It's not about. If it was Madison, it does not matter. It would have been an agent, a representative of the whatever podcast, and it is me
understand.
who handles all the guest
I
booking.
get it.
But I don't. It's not me. Like, you didn't know who you were messaging it to. It's kind of irrelevant.
Regardless,
It doesn't matter if it was me or
human.
Maddie or Nick,
It's
or if
true,
we were
but you
paying
have to understand,
$10.
I deal with people who are
Don't care.
not a human representation. They're
care.
just like a bot, basically.
Don't care, but I find it
lot.
interesting that you were virtue signaling at the beginning of the show.
You're right, and it's because I could feel her as a human person.
She wasn't even that bothered.
So
I
just
know,
because you
let me
can't
say
feel
something.
their emotions, it doesn't matter?
Yes, because I deal so much in the virtual world, and I'm so bullshitted constantly that I'm just very
You have no
harsh.
empathy. You have no true empathy for people.
No, I actually do. When I
She
know
wasn't
it's a
even
human,
bothered.
for
You
example.
turned to her and
I
said,
was
"You're
just
being
so embarrassed
abused."
that I ruined his podcast. But I truly
I just thought-
appreciate you sticking up for me, but I also
I just wanted to
truly
make sure
understand
that we were
I just took
clear.
10 minutes out of his podcast.
You wanted to make sure that we were clear
I just wanted to make sure that
So-
it was clear.
that
Let's not go there. With
But you
the
went
fuck
there
you.
before even getting on the
but
show.
again, I had no idea who I was speaking to.
Doesn't
I was
matter.
in my most.
It
I was,
doesn't matter.
You guys,
I
you
have
to
the
understand.
messages.
No, I know.
I have
but
the messages.
I was calculatingly being my most aggressive self because I get taken advantage of a lot.
That's
how
not
is it
very
taking
pathetic.
advantage of you to ask 10 questions?
No, I'm just saying.
schedule-
I
No.
get-
Answer the question. How is it taking advantage of you to ask you 10 biographical questions?
Maybe
Because-
me
Hold
making
on.
a lot
Let
of
her answer. Let her
questions made
answer.
up for it.
Stop. Let her answer. Go ahead.
Because I just didn't feel like me answering those simple little questions were going to paint the accurate picture of who you were having on the show.
But do you think
And
there's a reason we asked those questions?
I do, but
Okay.
do you understand what I'm saying? I am not for everybody.
Do you have a
Clearly.
podcast
Well, I think-
that has
No,
millions
hold
of
on,
followers?
hold on.
I think I do understand what you're saying, and let me kind of steel man the position. You felt like by answering those questions, it would have misrepresented
Yes,
what
correct.
it was that you were trying to get across, right?
Correct.
But the thing is that could it perhaps be cope on your behalf?
It was
that
not
you
the
were-
best
Wait,
way
hang
that
on,
I
hang
said
on.
Let him
Let me
speak.
finish the question, please. Could it perhaps be cope on your behalf that you were terrified of answering those questions because you know to a reasonable standard that a person interpreting them may totally get the wrong idea of you, even though they're basic questions?
Well, no,
And
because
isn't
those
that
were
really
basic
cope
questions.
on you
It's easy.
and not on the podcast.
No, because listen, if you go down the list, it's very easy. I'm 38. I live in Corona. I am technically single or
then
divorced.
why so much cope?
Because again, I wanted to really, and I'm not justifying. I did do it I could have done it in a more polite way. You're right. I could have done it in a more. But you guys, every
you were
time.
terrified that the answers.
No, I was terrified. I was terrified of this.
Right?
I was terrified that I would come to a situation where this isn't really my.
You're
thing.
completely gaslighting right now.
Huh?